What's up, fam? What is up? Woo, what's today? Okay, it's the that was me looking at the clock on my watch that I don't have. It's the it is January 12th. So my plans was to have this video out on my channel on December 31st. It's January 12th. Sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. Like if things don't work out how you want them to, chunk it up and just go on about your business. I know this video is gonna be long, so let's get settled in with each other and talk and So anyways, I got me some Earl Stevens. What is it? How do you Trapiscato? I got me some Earl Stevens Trapiscato. Y'all know who Earl Stevens is? E40. So E40 got this wine. So for the first video, I had the Mangoscato. I want to say this how you pronounce it. Mangoscato. So now I got the Trapiscato on today, and it's nice and cold. It's marinating in the fridge. Goddamn me for a couple of days, but that other one was so good. We were supposed to drink this at I think the Mangoscato. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but who cares? At my friend's house at the end of the year. Look. But we were saying shot. So we didn't get to the wine. But I called the other one, was like, hey, I need a suggestion. She was like, So yeah, I got it. It was good, and that's what I'm drinking on today. While we sit and chat. So let's do a quick 2022 rundown, and I'm going to do it quickly because I don't want to. We'll get into some things, as the video goes on. So 2022, my youngest son turned 1, and he's about to turn 2 in like 2 weeks. So my son turned 1. We did some traveling. So we went to, what did we do last year? We did, 420 in San Francisco. Oh, I talked to Jesus, and I'm not even playing. So let me put on my serious face. I talked to Jesus. What an experience. This is probably like my second time saying this out loud, or like third time saying this out loud. But yeah, talk to Jesus, literally. Let me see. My nephews came to town in July. For my eldest son's 3rd birthday. So we had a blast. I was so tired after that. We had a really, really good time. 3 of my nephews came. So we had a really, really good time with that. Quincy's birthday, we went on a cruise to the Bahamas. Y'all seen those videos. I worked less and made more. Hello. That's always a plus. Let me see what's some other stuff. Some other stuff. We're alive. We're alive and we're healthy, and we got people in our corner. We have help. We have so much. Other things that were going on. So from like, I really want to say probably from the beginning of the year, we had started looking at my eldest son, at his development, seeing how he was developing and stuff like that. And probably from like early April until now. So we're like at the end of we're right now in the process of the conclusion. So we're not even done. But my eldest son does have autism. We would have been welcoming our 3rd baby next month, actually. But I did miscarry. I miscarried right before, a week before my birthday. It's just, this year, 3 words for this year: clearance, reminders, and tests. So it's been a lot of clearing out. It's been a lot of clearing out. It's been a lot of having to like stay steadfast, remind myself of many things, and putting, or the test, right? So did you really learn the things that you were supposed to learn? I feel like this last, so my first video talked about, okay, I've been an adult for 10 whole years, what I've learned like in 10 years. And it's like super brief because 10 years is a long fucking time. But I feel like all of those 10 years have, 2022 was like, nigga, the ACT. Okay, everything you learned in school ever is on this test. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there was a lot of that. There was a lot of working, right? Making sure that, what's the saying? Faith without work is dead. So I was doing the whole working part. I had a lot of faith and I had to do the work. You know what I'm saying? While going through 2022. Clearance, rejection. Right? Yeah. Let's just hop right on in. So, rejection and learning my place. So rejection and like placement in, people's lives. So what I want to say is I'm not a type of person that says, why is this happening to me? I'm always on the side of, okay, life is not happening to me. Life is happening for me. When things are happening, I look at things and I say, okay, what is this trying to teach me? Not all the time is it that, right? So not all the time do you go to Starbucks. I don't even drink Starbucks, but you know, whatever. So you go to Starbucks and you're in line and you're about to be late for work and they're moving slow as hell. And you know, sometimes you'll be like, ooh, God must be stopping me from a car accident. No, they're just moving slow. They had a whole bunch of workers to call out. It just so happened that it was today. Like, there was nothing crazy or nothing that was going to happen that was being stopped. Like, sometimes life just happens, right? But then there are instances where I feel that when I have these strong feelings, I'm like, okay, if things aren't working out for me, I'm like, okay, sit back. What the fuck is what's going on? Like, take a second, take a step back and like evaluate what's happening, right? So one of the biggest things that I learned last year, and I saw this this clip. It was Iyanla Vanzant, and she said, I don't get to tell someone how to love me. I get to see how they love me and decide if I want to participate. Okay. So I had to do some evaluating of relationships in my life. And if I'm being honest, a lot of times I'll get like feelings about things and I won't know exactly what that feeling is, but I let it ride. So I may become quiet. I may, wait and see, or sometimes I even just will be like in conversation, say with Quincy, and he'll pose a question and be like, didn't this, then the third? And I'll be like, oh shit, you're right. I wonder why, and you kind of get to questioning things. So, or things just come to me, right? Some relationships I was putting too much in and I wasn't getting things reciprocated. Some, my love wasn't wanted, and I was wanting to force my love on relationships, and I had to really sit back and say, and maybe I didn't sit back and say, maybe I, saw this post and was like, you know what? Yeah, if somebody doesn't want you in their life a certain way, then you have to be okay with that. You can't try to go on and on to prove your value to these people, or you know what I'm saying, to prove that you can be valuable to them, and to prove that you can you know, just be a good influence, or yeah, I'm gonna say influence, a good influence on a person's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to have people around me where I feel that I'm learning things from them. I feel that they're challenging me. Sometimes they probably don't even know that they're challenging me. So I used to not like the categorizing friends, because I would try to be in a sense, I would try to be everything for a friend, or I wanted to be everything for a friend, right? And that's just not how, you know, you just don't click with people like that in all aspects. You know, they say, okay, you got your party going friends, you got your this, you got your that, you got your, you know, work friends, you got your this, you know what I'm saying? So last year I really practiced, once I like realized that, I really started to practice seeing what people have for me and deciding if I want to participate. You know what I'm saying? So not all the time, like when you catch somebody in a lie about something, it's not that they lying to you for whatever. Maybe they just don't want to share it. Maybe that's just not the relationship that they want to have with you. Maybe that's not the comfort, you know, that they have with you. So really just being okay, right? Being okay with seeing things for as well what they are, and accepting things for what they are when it comes to that. And I would be lying to you if I said that my feelings don't be hurt, you know, or didn't get hurt by those things, because so let me tell y'all something about myself, right? I believe I'm the shit. Even with my flaws, even with the things that I don't like about myself, you know what I'm saying? I still think I'm the shit, and I know that I'll be great in whatever I put, you know, my effort into, and all of that. And I believe that everybody around me, everybody in this world, but especially people around me, have the potential to be great, right? So I know that I kind of spoke on this on my first video, like, you know, it's perception. So people, we act out how we perceive life, you know, what we think from our perspectives. And I push people how I push myself. I ask questions that make you go deeper, right? That people that are around you are not asking, right? I make people tell themselves the truth. Okay? Because I make myself tell myself the truth. I make people tell themselves the truth, and that can be too much for people. That can be too much for people, because when you know better, you have to do better. And not all the time are we as people ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Ready to do better, you know. And I don't mean nothing when I say this, but I'm being very truthful. Ignorance is bliss. Like, ignorance is bliss. Like, to not know shit. I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes when you know stuff, like, okay, I like to say I'm more spiritually aware of a lot of things. And sometimes I look at this earth and I be like, it should burn. It should burn. Yeah. What you say, fire next time? I agree. That was a good, God. Fire next time. You know, I know that sounds tough, but and then sometimes, you know, if I'm being very honest, you know, I'm not a confrontational person, so I don't be wanting people to think that I'm like trying to be confrontational, or I'm like, you know, but if the shoe fits, you know, wear it. I say some shit sometimes that's my shoe size, and I gotta turn around and look in the mirror and be like, that's your shoe size. You know what I'm saying? So, but sometimes you're too big. Sometimes you want these relationships with these people and you're too much for them, okay? And you have to be okay with that. Like, you have to be okay. This is what happens. I try to figure out, okay, is this worth fighting for? Is this relationship worth fighting for? Or is God trying to tell me to move on? Is God trying to tell me to move forward? You know what I'm saying? Because, and all the time, right? In some cases, when you're in it, you don't really know what's going on. You really don't know until hindsight, right? And so for me, let me say this. For me, those relationships that God was moving out of the way, right? Those relationships that God was moving out of the way, you don't know the conversations that people are having when you're not around. You don't know what is truly going on inside of them. And when you operate from purity and you're so genuine, those things like don't even cross your mind, right? Like those things really don't cross your mind. You just try to be the best version of yourself or a person you can be, you know, in those relationships that you're deciding whether, you know, whatever it's supposed to be. So I feel that I was fighting a lot for things. And it just wasn't clicking, right? The puzzle pieces just were not going together. And personally, if it's not easy, I don't want it. You know, if it's not easy, I don't want it. And I don't mean to say it in things are supposed to be peaches and cream. No. Like if you're not having okay, my relationship, if you're not having disagreements and we're not robots, you know what I'm saying? So if you're not having things to happen to that makes you grow or that makes you elevate or that questions or challenges the things that you believe in and you change your mind. But what I'm saying is it should feel good. What I'm saying is no matter what, it should feel good, right? No matter what, you shouldn't feel rejected or feel. I was going to San Francisco trip. We were supposed to turn up. Baby. We had the babysitter out here, and it was 420. Y'all know we be smoking that gas. You know, so we was ready to go up there, ready to turn up. And Jesus was like, oh, that's cute. You need to go and come and have a little talk with me. You know, and I did. You know what I'm saying? And that was, the talk was, you know what you need to do. Because I was saying, I remember talking to Quincy. And by the way, I cried so much last year. Like, I just want to put that out there. I cried so much last year. Like, I cried so much last year just because of a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm talking to Quincy and I'm like, I just want to be myself. Like, I just want to be myself. Like, I do. I just want to be myself. I want to be helpful. I want to be this. I want to be that. And God set me down and was like, do it somewhere else. Do it somewhere else. Do it where it's wanted. You know what I'm saying? Do it somewhere else. You know? So at the time that all of this is, you know, that everything is going on or that I'm going through this, I'm also asking God. I had to realize I was asking God to enlarge my territory, right? So, you know, at the beginning of the year, you have your, you know, New Year's resolutions or the things that you would like to accomplish. So I was asking God, enlarge my territory. You know, I would like these things. In order for God to give you new things, you have to let go of things, you know, of some old things, you know. So it's like I was getting, things were clearing out. I did not know what was happening at the time. All I know is that I was feeling rejected. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't understand why. You know, I was feeling rejected. And I just had to sit back, like have those silent periods where I have to like sit back and let God move and stop trying to have my hand in things and continuously show again the value, you know what I'm saying, that I have or that I can bring, you know what I'm saying, to people. So and it's necessary for progress, right? It's necessary. I was asking God for these things, but in order to be able to take on new challenges, you have to be prepared for it. God is preparing me for the things I cannot handle right now, right? Wow. God is preparing me for so many things just like clicked in my head. Like so many things just clicked in my head. And I had moments where I had to like look in the mirror, you know, at myself and ask myself, when it did come to these, you know, relationships, why don't you feel comfortable with certain things? You know, why don't you feel comfortable disclosing things? Why don't you feel comfortable So maybe it's you may think that it at a point you think that it's just the other side sometimes, but when it can actually you have something to do with it too. So God talks to me in multiple ways, right? Or three major ways God speaks to me. He talks to me through people. Okay, the people in my conversations that I have with them. Secondly, dreams. So way is death. So I don't think that I'm finna die, but I start to think about death, right? I start to think about death. I start to think about, there's no other way that I can say it than death and what comes with death. Not, how will I die or stuff like that, but I just think about the non-existent. I think about the after, what's after. I think about the people that will be left behind. I think about, stuff like that. And what I realized is when so I picked up on this, I understood it, what my thoughts were on death was in 2015, I realized what it was. Okay. So death for me, I'm about to start a new chapter in my life. My life is about to change drastically. Okay. I thought about death a lot last year. Okay. Like when I tell y'all I thought about death at a lot of different moments last year, I did. And I kid you not, my life was changing. You know what I'm saying? Like realizing that my son has possibly, at the moment has a disability. And we don't know to the extent what this disability is and what he'll be needing. So yeah, I had those thoughts. Those thoughts were coming, right? So I had that with him. Okay, I didn't know I was about to miscarry when I was having, you have a lot of, when you're pregnant, you have a lot of vivid, very vivid dreams, right? And so that's just a thing. A lot of pregnant women can tell you that is a thing. So I was having a lot of thoughts of it, but it wasn't clicking that was what, that there was a possibility that was going to happen. That just wasn't clicking for me. I was just knowing, okay, our life we're adjusting to our new reality, what our normal will be. You know what I'm saying? So, doing that, like in other parts of my life, again, when I'm evaluating these friendships and stuff like that, ooh, last year was heavy, y'all. I'm not even gonna like shoot the shit. Last year was heavy. Last year was heavy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It was heavy. So looking in the mirror, paying attention to those things. When I learn things, I make sure to do better. I try my hardest to do better at those things. So now that when I think about that, I just sit and wait. and wait on whatever's going to happen. And I don't mean wait as in what's going to happen. I continue to live my life, and then there comes a time where there's a hindsight moment where I'm like, okay, it all makes sense now. Reminders, right? God is always here. And I say that, and I have an exclamation point beside that, because I was needing, and you be careful what you ask God for, because if you really mean it, God will give it to you. Sometimes it may not be in the form that you want it, and you may not realize that's what's happening. And sometimes He just gonna give it to you exactly how you asked for it. I was feeling very stuffed and clogged on my right side. It was only on my right side, right? So I was feeling stuck and full. And especially when I smoked was when I was like, baby, let's get some edibles, because I don't know. Right before the 420 trip, we were having like some discussions. And I remember Quincy looking at me. He looked me dead in my face and he said, everybody can't come. And if you know Quincy is a true Libra. If you believe in zodiac signs, and you know, Quincy is a true Libra. He is the scales, okay? It's annoying sometimes. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's like, okay, babe. Like, I get it. Okay. You know, but he sees both sides to everything. He's such a wholesome person, right? So he sees everything. So for Quincy to look at me and to say, everybody can't come with so much surety, it sent chills in my body. But if I'm being honest with you, it was Quincy talking, but it wasn't Quincy talking. You know what I'm saying? So that like kind of kicked off the 420 trip. We get to San Francisco, and again, I think we finna go out there and we finna kick it and stuff like that. And God made so many things happen to where we didn't even go to the events we were supposed to go to, right? Yeah, we got high as fuck. We was on the shroomy roomies. But we didn't even get to do the events we had planned to do, which is why we went up to San Francisco in the first place. Instead, God was like, no, the only event that we did was go up to Muir Woods, the Redwoods, which is elevated, right? So it's up high. I can't sing. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Right? So we're going up, and I'm not even paying attention because we got the GPS on. We're just trying to make it to the redwood trees, right? And so we make it to redwood, and so I'm on shrooms, right? So I'm on some shrooms, and of course we smoke too, and so we're there. So we get there, whatever, and this whole trip, right? And we're just talking about the things that are happening in our lives and the situations that we're dealing with, and we're just kind of like debriefing things that we do it when we have the boys here with us, but we can't really do it, you know, because we're so busy with them, right? And so to have this time alone, it was so funny because I was like, oh, okay, y'all thought y'all was coming for you, kick out. Come talk to me, come and talk to me. I ain't really wanna, you know. So we went up there, and we got there, and we were walking and stuff, and we're steady discussing these things. And I, you know, on the way there, I'm like, I want to be myself, I want to do this. And we're discussing a whole bunch of different things. And we get there, we're walking, and it's beautiful. Like, it's fresh, it's clear. I love nature. Like, oh man, I love nature. And we're walking, and I'm like, at this point, I know what I need to do, and I don't want to do it. Plain and simple. I haven't wanted to do it for a long time, actually. But God is going to keep bringing you to that same fork in the road. He is. God is going to keep bringing you to the same fork in the road until you learn your lesson. Until you learn and get over it and apply it, and the test comes again and you pass it, and it comes again and you pass. You know, you're going to keep coming back to that fork in the road until you really learn the lesson, so that God can elevate you, so that he can enlarge your territory. You know what I'm saying? So we're sitting there and we're walking and we're talking, and I was like, ooh, baby, I use the bathroom, you know? And so we go to the bathroom, and I get to the bathroom. The women's bathroom is being cleaned out right now. The men's bathroom is the men's bathroom. So men, you know, they're going in and out all quick and stuff like that. So the only bathroom they have available for women at the time is the family restroom. Women, we take a while in the bathroom. So, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm waiting, and I just remember, like, months before, just like, God, I need you to tell me. I want you to say the words to me. Like, I want you to come here, sit down on the couch, and say it to me in my face. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, having to see, okay, what things do you fight for and what things do you let go of, so that both of you all can do what God needs to do in y'all's lives. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't, I think that a lot of times people always think, oh, me, and people be doing this and people be doing that, and and I'm. Sometimes it ain't about you. sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes it's about others. You know what I'm saying? So not in all cases the other person is the problem. In some cases, you could be what's stopping somebody from progressing. You can be, you know what I'm saying, for reasons that you don't even know of, you know, that you're not aware of, but it just happens, right? So anyways, I get to the bathroom and I'm standing there and I'm having to wait in line. I'm on these shrooms, and I'm there and I'm sitting there and I remember close my eyes because I'm waiting and I'm high. And I'm like rocking back and forth, right? Or I feel myself begin to rock back and forth. I don't know if I'm physically rocking back and forth, but I'm feeling like I'm being held and I'm being swayed. And I kept hearing, I got you. 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 You know, and I open my eyes, right? Because now I got to check on the restroom, see if it's my turn yet. And I look around and nobody's paying attention to me. And I'm like, because I'm thinking to myself, you know, these people going to be like, oh my God, what is she doing? You know what I'm saying? And I, you know, open my eyes, I look around and I'm like, okay, okay. You know, so I go right back to it and I close my eyes because I'm still waiting. And I'm rocking and God is telling me, trust me. Trust me. I got you. You know, so I end up going to the restroom. It's my turn now. I end up going to the restroom. And I don't have to use the restroom, guys. Like, I don't have to use the bathroom. So I'm sitting there. I'm squatting because, you know, we don't sit. That's nasty. And I'm like waiting. And I'm waiting. Sorry if it's TMI for some people. As if you don't use the bathroom. But I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And I'm like, okay, I don't have to be, you know? So I get up and I go outside, you know, and I find Quincy, or he's like in the gift shop or whatever. And I find Quincy and we're talking to whatever. And we start back to walking. We start back walking and I kid you not, I break down. And when I tell y'all I break down, I just started to cry. I just started to cry. I just started to cry and cry and cry. And I'm letting it out and Quincy is holding me. He's not saying anything. He's holding me. And I'm crying and I'm crying and I'm crying and I'm crying. I don't know how long it was. You know, I'm crying and I'm crying and I'm crying. And then when I gather myself, I look up at him and I say, I gotta go pee. I said, I have to go to the bathroom. And so, because when I was crying, I was like, I was feeling, I was accepting. I was truly accepting. And so I told myself, I have to go pee. You know, I think I really gotta go pee this time. And so I went back to the bathroom and now the line is even longer. I was like, how long does it take to clean the restroom? So the line is even longer and I'm back in line and again, I'm high as fuck. So I'm sitting there and I'm like waiting and I cannot help but to close my eyes and God is rocking me and he is saying, let go. And come to me. Let go and come to me. Over and over and over again. Y'all, I get into the restroom and I don't have to pee. I'm like, I hear you. Okay, I hear you. So I come back out and Quincy say, you good? And I said, I'm okay. He said, you want to keep walking? I said, I got what I came here for. And he said, me too. Me too, baby. You know, and we left and I kid y'all not, right? So I mentioned going up, I'm just worried about the GPS. You know, I'm the passenger, so I'm like, okay, make this turn, do this, do that, you know, so I'm not worried about too much of anything. And we get to the parking lot. So you got to walk, you know, walk a little bit to the parking lot. So we get to the parking lot And these trees, there are these trees. I'm trying not to get emotional. I'm trying not to get emotional. There are these trees. There are these trees, and they look like hands. They look like hands. And the trees are there, and they are shaped like this. They're shaped like. And what's so crazy is we have these same trees in San Diego, right? And I'll get to it. But the trees, right, look like hands. The trees look like hands. And I just kept hearing him say, let go and come to me. I got you. If you would just let go, let me do what I need to do. I got you. You know, like, I had to practice faith. I had to practice faith. All of that stuff. I remember one time telling my mama, when are we going to start trusting in this God we believe in? You know, and she looked at me like, no, you ain't trying to teach me something. But, you know, I had to tell God and say to him and mean it. Okay. So these hands, right? These hands, I'm seeing these trees and they look like hands to me. And I'm just sitting there, and Quincy saying, take as much time as you need, you know. And our flight is leaving that day, right? But it's leaving in the evening. So I'm worried, but I'm not worried. So for him, it's, you know, take your time, you know. And so I'm like, you know, I'm just sitting here and I'm just taking it all in. I'm taking it all in. And so we get back in the car and we're driving down, and I'm in the mood now. Like, I'm in the mood of God. So I put on my gospel playlist, and I just started, right? I will actually push shuffle, but the first song on my gospel playlist, and when I push shuffle, is what played. What's it called? And y'all, I can never think of the name of the song until I see it. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Awesome. My God is awesome. He can move mountains. Keep me in the valley, hide me from the rain. You know what I'm saying? And then it goes on, you know, and then it goes on to, I'm just trying to get the lyrics. Deliverer, he's holy, provider, protector. You know what I'm saying? Like, over and over again, right? So I put it on, and this song takes us back down to the city, because, you know, you go all the way up into the, you're elevated in the redwoods. So we go back down to the city, and I'm just crying because I've accepted it. I've accepted, and I've said, okay. And no matter what, you know, because sometimes you have to say, you can't think about how people will look at you when you decide to back away. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You know what you know. I know what I know. We feel what we feel. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to leave people when they down. I don't want to leave people when they up. It's the same. Like, I don't want to leave people ever. People that I love and I care about, I don't want to. But sometimes you have to do things, you know, to take care of yourself. So I'm coming down. We're coming down the because there's a whole bunch of turns and curves and stuff like that. It's never really a straight slope. That doesn't really matter in the storm anyways. We're coming down, and the song is playing, and I'm crying, and I'm bawling my eyes out. And, you know, I'm just telling myself, do it, do what God says, you know. And I'm crying so much, right? I can't even open my eyes. But the moments that I am able to open my eyes, the view of what God gave us made me close my eyes and cry even more. If I'm being honest, it made me close my eyes and cry even more, because I was just feeling like, you know, I was letting go. I was truly letting go, right? So we end up trying to find a place to eat. And it's so funny because we went to San Francisco a time before, and that was in 2018. And we slept at, we did a drive up the West Coast. So we drove from San Diego to Oakland. I think Oakland is further than San Francisco. Whatever is further is where we went. But we were just like, just doing everything on a whim. So it's like, we'll just find a hotel when we get there. We just, whatever. And so when we got to San Francisco, like all the hotels we knew about were booked. You know what I'm saying? So we had to sleep at like the Good Hotel. It's called the Good Hotel in downtown San Francisco. And everything we did, like God was taking us back to those memories, right? So we're talking about those reminders, right? And I know I don't know if it hit you like when I say it, but going back to San Francisco was 2018 was when we decided to renew our lives to Christ again. So going back to San Francisco last year when we did, and everything that was going on, it was such a reminder. And, we were walking, we're trying to find the food place, and, we're doing the walking directions, but it's like, what's what? And we were running into all of these places that we visited the first time and just feeling like God is funny. God is really funny, right? And so we get to this parking lot, and of course we're still continuously talking or whatever. So we get to the parking lot before we go out to try to find the actual food place. We get to this parking lot, and I'm finishing up. Basically, I'm finishing up, and then Quincy starts to talk to me, but it's not Quincy that's talking to me, right? So it's not Quincy that's talking to me. It's Jesus. It's Jesus that is talking to me. And we get out the car to go, and we're finishing up, and I look into his eyes, and I'm like, I can't explain it. I wish I could. I don't have the words to explain it. It's a feeling. And Quincy don't really remember that much, And I can remember looking dead in Quincy's eyes, right? And I started to throw up because I was so overwhelmed. But I was throwing up nothing. I was throwing up nothing, okay? I was throwing up spit. But it's like my body was letting everything out. My body was letting everything out. Let me tell y'all something. Your body will tell you what it is sometimes way before your mind will. And I say that because, let me give you an instance. I'm gonna break it down real simple. Okay, I'm fucking with this nigga, right? And we fucking with each other. You know what I'm saying? We're doing our thing. And then, we chilling or whatever, and then everything is all peachy keen. And I'm at this party. And, I'm thinking maybe after the party, I'm going to go. And he walks in with this girl. And it's like, huh? Huh? In your mind, it's like, huh? But then you say to yourself, your homegirls looking at you like, bitch, you good? You good? You straight? And you like, I'm straight. I'm good. Ain't no thing. We ain't, I'm just fucking. You know what I'm saying? You try to like push it down, belittle whatever the situation is, right? But your legs start shaking uncontrollably, right? In your mind, you're trying to stop it, or you might even realize it's happening, right? And so your leg is shaking so much, and it's doing this and it's doing it, and but you steady telling your homegirls, I'm straight, I'm good. What you talking about? I'm good. Bitch, no, you ain't. You're not good, okay? We are born with love. We grow all these defense mechanisms, along the way because of things that happens in our lives and how we don't want to feel and stuff like that. But whatever the case is, you may have tried to fuck your mind, but your body, your spirit, your soul feels that true feeling, right? So you sitting there, you shaking like, I'm good. But actually you're not, right? And so I say that to take it back to, I was clogged, right? I was feeling clogged like, oh shit, I ain't gonna even smoke weed. You know, I love weed, y'all. You know, I ain't gonna even smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? And I started to throw up nothing, right? I'm literally like, it sounds like if somebody walked by, they were like, ooh, god damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm throwing up nothing. But something is coming out. You know what I'm saying? Something is coming out. And every time I go to look up into Quincy's eyes, he's not saying anything. It's like he was not there. And I just kept hearing, when I told God yes and I meant it, God said, okay. Okay. God said, okay. Okay. Because I meant it, right? So I threw all of whatever that stuff is up. It came up and it came out of me. And I didn't notice it until, so we sat down and we're eating, because it was so obvious to me that if I move like this, I felt clogged. I'd be like, okay, no, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting nervous. You know what I'm saying? I'm goddamn feeling on my breath, like doing a goddamn lump. You know, but I'm being so serious, like something is not right, right? So we're sitting down eating, and we got a lot of time. You know, we're just taking our time, right? This day is to take our time. And we're eating and stuff, and we're sitting and talking or whatever, and then we go out and we're walking and stuff like that. And I must have made a movement or something that I would normally feel the clogness or whatever. I don't know if that's a word, but I would feel it. And I remember saying, baby, it's gone. It was gone. You know what I'm saying? My body was telling me, you got to let go of some things. You got a lot of stuff that you are keeping in. You got a lot of stuff that you're not doing, that you know that, maybe not even a lot, but you have some things that you know that you're not doing that you absolutely need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So when I accepted it and when I meant it, because you can say things all the time, but God knows your heart, right? God knows your heart. So until you really mean it, that's when God will really start working for you. So really just a lot of like reminders. So God is always here. That was like the biggest reminder for me, because I was like, I need you to, I come here and sit down and say it to me. You know what I'm saying? And he did. And it was, I still don't have all the words. I did the best I could there, you know. And another reminder was to water what waters you. When it comes to like reciprocation, like, so as you grow, you start to need different things. You know what I'm saying? You start to, you know, if you're doing careers or if you're having children or if you're getting married or whatever, things start to look different. You know, nothing ever stays the same. Two things constant, God and change. Two things constant, God and change. Two things constant, God and change. Two things are constant, God and change. Two things are constant, God and change. Change, God, change, God and change. You know what I'm saying? So, you need different things, right? So, you know, they say sometimes seasons, reasons, or blessings and lessons or whatever. So you kind of have to know when you know, you need to go ahead and move on and move forward. Take those things, be grateful, because you would not be who you are if you didn't have those things, right? If you didn't have those relationships, you didn't have those whatever. I am grateful for everybody that has ever been in my life. And I mean that with everything inside of me. I still love everybody that has contributed to who I am to this day. Even the person back at the church that I don't fuck with, you know, or now and then, I'm sure if I see her, I'll even give her a hug. But, you know, even the people that's like, you think I would never like that person in my life. You know what I'm saying? As you get older, you understand things from different perspectives and you grow and you know, start to add on things or whatever. But you have to take some time sometimes to say, okay, water what waters you. I had to do that. You know, water what waters you, you know, and the watering may look different. You know, you have to realize what you need from people, and you give people what they need from you. You have to love people. You love people. I love people the way, or I try to love people the way that they would like to be loved. You know what I'm saying? Because that's them. I want people to love me the way I want to be loved. You know what I'm saying? So I try to do the same thing. And when you realize that it's not clicking, then you just have to go. I remember telling a friend, leave before you hate. Leave before you hate. You know what I'm saying? So taking my own advice. Taking my own advice. Another reminder, big reminder, is if you want something, you have to become it. Okay? If you want something, you have to become it, right? I was wanting better and stronger connections with friends and family. And I am an out of sight, out of mind. I'm an out of sight, out of mind person. That's just how I am. I am so okay with being in my own little world. Okay? That don't mean that I love anybody less than I love them yesterday or whatever. I'm okay being in my little world, and I love face-to-face interactions. I love being with people. I love to be able to physically and not do a video. I like to be with people. Like, that's just my preference. That's just my preference. So doing more and sharing more. I keep a lot of things in because it's just the type of person that I am. I try to handle it myself. I also have a husband who I bounce everything off of, you know, so I don't need to continuously repeat myself to multiple people, you know what I'm saying? But I have to realize if I want these connections with these people, I have to water them as well. You know what I'm saying? You can't just want people to water those, you know, to water you or to water their part. You have to do your part as well. You know what I'm saying? So last year I was really investing in my relationships, you know, with those people that are around with me. And then a big one of the biggest reminders too was the serenity prayer. Lord, help me to accept the things I cannot change. Hold on, I just forgot I was supposed to like hit y'all with it, but in a prayer. I forgot it. Lord, grant me the serenity to accept. Why did I say people? To accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The last part is so big, the wisdom to know the difference, right? So when I say, do I fight or do I let go? The wisdom to know the difference, right? So the serenity prayer was a really big thing. My son has autism. It ain't nothing I can do about that. It is nothing I can do about that. But I can't give him everything that he needs to make sure that he is progressing, or that we are doing our part, you know, to try for his progression. You know what I'm saying? I can't change his diagnosis, but I can affect how the rest of his life is going to be, right? So I'm not going to sit there and say, well, he just got autism. Hell no. I'm going to do with that. If it's up to me, folks will be like, what? He got autism when he was little? What? You know, hell me. You know, looking like, boy. I remember when they diagnosed you with autism. And even if he is exactly how he is today, when he gets older, that's fine. Acceptance, accept it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, serenity prayer was like rolling over and over in the sister ear. You know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way, just in a reminder, as a reminder. Simple as that, you know. So yeah, clearance, reminders, and then tests. So again, God's gonna bring you back to the same fork in the road until you get it. You know what I'm saying? And then also, if you want more, you have to do more. You know, I wasn't really able to really focus in on my business how I wanted to, because there were other more important things that I had to focus in on, and I'm so okay with that. You know, I was so okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So if you want more, you have to do more, you know, just as simple. So at the beginning of last year, I had this post about you asking God for something and him like, okay, you're like, wow, I like that cake. That's pretty. What kind of that's chocolate? Ooh, that's my favorite. I want that cake. I want it. What I gotta do? Right? And so God says, oh, you want that cake? Cool. And then he says, here's the batter. Here are the eggs. Here's the flour. Here's the this. Here's the that. Here's the what. All the ingredients you need. Here's the milk. Here's the vanilla extra. Whatever it is. The chocolate pudding. I don't know. Here's all that shit. I'm going to give you the oven too. Right? And sometimes we say, what the fuck is this? I asked for a cake. And God will say, I know. Faith without work is dead, right? You see how all that shit just kind of go in together, right? So I had that post, right? If you want more, you're going to have to do more. You're going to have to be able to. I want more responsibility, right? I speak of it. When I was asking God, I was speaking of it in my business. But what God does to me is that, so I know for myself, I always said I want a family first before anything. But when I was little, I want a family first. I want a family first because money ain't gonna fuck me at night. I can't call money and talk to money about my problems. I can't tell money and money just gonna hold me. You know what I'm saying? And maybe for some of y'all it do, but for me, goddamn it don't. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think I went shopping last year. Money don't mean nothing but time freedom to me. You know what I'm saying? So, wanting something and having to, you know, work for it and stuff, like I was telling God what I wanted, but he was saying, can you handle your family? Can you handle the thing that is most important to you? First, I need you to focus on your family. And if you can do that, then we'll see whatever else is there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, my priorities are always, and my goals and my wants and my desires have always been my family first, and then everything else after that, right? So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not in my enlargement yet. You know what I'm saying? But you miss me? Huh? Yeah. I'm not in my enlargement yet, but I can't see your face. It's so bright over here. I'm not in my enlargement yet, but I don't know what my enlargement will look like. You know what I'm saying? But what I know is I trust God in whatever the things that I am going through and whatever it is you know what I'm saying? Like I may not know exactly what it is that is happening, but I know that there will be a hindsight moment for me, and I just trust it. You know what I'm saying? So, and y'all know something else? I used to want to be Superwoman. I did. I wanted to be everything for everybody. I wanted to be everything for everybody. But I ain't. I'm not Superwoman. I am not Superwoman, okay? I am not Superwoman. I'm every woman. I can cast a spell. Secrets you can't tell. Makes the special rules put inside of you. You know, but I ain't Superwoman now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, tests and all of that stuff. So yeah, so the lessons that I have learned this year, grace. Or last year, grace. So, you know, it was a point where I had to sit down because I'm hard on myself. I'm hard on myself. I want to be the best version of myself that I can absolutely be, right? But I had to sit down, y'all. I had to sit down and say, okay, Robin, you are a person, one, okay? Because never forget about yourself. You're a person. You're a wife. I try to do everything that my husband needs, okay? Everything, okay? You're a mother, okay? All right? You're a business owner. So you own the business. You own the business. Own the business. I don't know why I want to do that, but you own the business. You own the business. That is so funny. That's so funny to me right now. I'm a little tipsy. Oh, just to go back real quick. I'm sorry. Just to go back real quick. I know I'm talking about the hats, but to go back real quick about, my time of being, so like I was on shrooms, and then of course we smoked weed because we're in San Francisco. Y'all are going with that. Oh yeah. So I want to say this, right? It does not matter. I was asking God. I feel like God wasn't talking to me, and I was like, I need you to talk to me. And I was saying, do I get to start smoking for you to talk to me? And God told me, baby, as long as you want me, I'm here. As long as you need me and yearn for me, I am here. It don't matter if you high, if you not high, if you sleep, if you awake, if you working. If I need to something on your hand, I got you. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the thing that I need to do when I know that you're ready. Or maybe sometimes you may not be ready. But in my instance, when I know you're ready, I'm going to, give it to your ass. So it don't matter what it is. You can be high. You can be drunk. You can be sober. You can be working. You can be hanging with your kids. You can be asleep, whatever. I'm always here, and I'm going to give you what you need as long as you're ready for me. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say that. But yeah, so going back to the hats that I wear. Right? So I'm a person, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I own a business. Okay, in that business. So that's 4 things, right? Let's take that away. So I own a business. In that business, I'm the braider. I email the clients back. I mix the products myself. The hats, is so many hats, right? So Grace was one of the biggest things that I really, man, I'd be like, I look at my house, and then I actually have to say to myself, at first I did. I say, what did you do today? What did y'all do today? And I say, okay. So I did. I would have to go through my day to have grace. Now, I don't go through my day. I know that I have done everything I could do. And tonight, it actually looked good. I was looking around like, tonight, it looked good. But, sometimes we go to sleep and their toys is in their playroom. Well, because you know what? They're going to wake up and dump them out the fucking bin again anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, I had to have grace for myself. I learned grace, and I'm good on grace because I had to look at all the hats that I wear. And I'm also very grateful because Quincy be like, girl, sit your ass down. Woman, sit your ass down. Okay, that's good. And it's okay. And sometimes because he knows me, right? He'll even say, baby, today, wash all the clothes. Don't do nothing else. Just wash all the clothes. I wash the dishes. We got meal prep food in there. Of course, you got to fix something for the kids. But, wash all the clothes. Tomorrow we'll fold them. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So, by the way, I love him. But, yeah, so placement. I learned my placement in people's lives and the place that I want people to hold in my life as well. 2022 was, again, a year of clearance, a year of reminders, and a year of tests. And I'm grateful for everything that life throws at me, as I know that life happens for me and not to me. I hope that you all view your life the same way. If you don't view your life that way, maybe start reevaluating and realizing that God is real and that God, things happen. Sometimes things happen, but in whatever case that things happen, you can find a way to benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? In any type of way. So I'm gonna end that, y'all. I'm tipsy as hell. I'm ready to go to bed, cuddle up, snuggle up. Y'all, this wine is really good. Listen, hold on, just real quick. This much. I still got the little cup, but it's really good. A couple of hopes, right? So, body goes, body yada 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 yada. Whoa, yo. But yes, I do have a couple of so I'm like, y'all, so I was supposed to be, my goal for the end of 2021 was to be over 130 pounds. I ain't care if it was 130.5, but 130.1. But I did want to be over 130 pounds. I'm a little itty bitty thing. I'm a sexy little thing. But I do I would like to be in between 135 and 140. Listen, after I had Denzel, I had some weight on me. We had beautiful. Beautiful. So yeah, I would like to be I think my highest weight I would like to achieve is like 140. So I have the working out part. I work out. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing, to work out or whatever. But it's the eating part. I struggle with that. And you gotta eat a lot. I would like to get back into dancing. So y'all, let me tell y'all what's so funny. So I did a couple private dance classes back in 20. Fuck the class in 2021. Let's talk about the class in 2022. Baby, I went to one class, and honestly, schedule wise and everything that's been going on with just us, our schedule is extremely busy. I really haven't found the time. It's not even made the time. I don't have the time to be able to go to the scheduled classes that they have, right? But yeah, we did motherfuckers stick it out. Bug it out. Stick it out. Bug it out. Hey, turn around. I want to see J. Cole. I looked a hot fucking mess. So I went to the intermediate / advanced class because that was the day that I had available to be able to do it. Like, I had looked at my work schedule. I was like, oh my gosh, I finished my client at this time, baby. I'm going to go to this class. And he was like, cool, go. Baby, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm used to motherfuckers being like, you first. You know, you come and you show me. Baby. You know, it just wasn't going like that. It wasn't going like that. It wasn't going like that. So, but it's cool. Like, accepting that I'm bad at dancing the heels. Or not bad, but I could be better. If I would get out of my head, it's so funny, right? Because I mentioned earlier, like, I talked to other people. I remember talking to, like, a high school friend of mine, and I was telling her, I was talking to her, and she was telling me, she was like, I just got to get out of my head. I was like, yes, get out your head, baby. Get out your head and do the shit that you know you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I made it, cricket. Listen, what? I shouldn't have touched it. But, you know, so talking to other people, God tells me, like, yeah, you need to get out your head, right? So it's like, girl, you fucking grown now. You can pop that coochie, baby, pop that coochie. No, I'm playing. That's the song that just came to my mind. But, pop that coochie, pop the coochie. But yeah, so really getting more into my into dancing. And again, it's a lot of the flexibility. I have so many things in mind. Like, I dance so much in my mind, but I'm so unable to do it. I can lift my legs in the bedroom, but baby, I can't lift my leg up on the ground like that no more. So yeah, just getting back into that. I really want to. I really do still hope by that 30, because I had this whole thing in my mind. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get my family and have my kids, and by 30, I want to be able to be back into dancing and dancing proficiently and dancing, you know, dancing how I want to dance. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I would like to read 36 to 60 books this year. So 3 to 5 books a month is my goal. I'm currently still on one book for this month, but it's a long book. But I do have 2 other books that I bought that I know I will read fast. And I'm gonna have another video on that because I'm gonna talk to you about it. So my first month, or my first like book review or whatever, will probably be on 3 books. But my goal is to read 3 to 5 books a month. Business. So I do have a couple business things that I want to do. I'm not going to share those just because, you know, I don't want to. So yeah, I'm going to get into that. So yeah, I'm optimistic. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And something else I want to say. I know that you guys have heard it through this video, but all through last year, I had my husband. I was never, ever alone with everything I was going through. I was never alone. I hope that you all were able to like learn something, maybe get some confirmation about some things. Maybe you haven't been through, you know, some of the things that I've been through, and maybe you'll come up on it, and maybe you'll think back to this video on, you know, something you may be able to apply, or you like, okay, I remember this and this, that, and the third. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.